Hi guys, we got a special report here from San Bernardino.
Good day, we're on the air with a mass shooting situation in Southern California right now. Undetermined number of people hit, perhaps multiple suspects on the loose right now. This is the tape we're just getting in from the scene in San Bernardino, California. That's about an hour and a half, 2 hours east of Los Angeles. We've seen a number of walking wounded, people being brought in on stretchers. There is clearly a mass casualty situation here. There was a triage area being set up. We have seen pictures. Police acknowledge that they're looking for as many as 3 people in this shooting incident. We don't have an exact location of where it happened, whether it was inside or outside, but we've seen a number of people in this intersection we're looking at here being brought, laid down in clearly a triage situation. There you have a shot of it, and being treated on the scene. The number of casualties unknown, exactly how all this played out unknown, so we're going to ask you to just stay with us here as we learn more.
Dr. YouTube Timothy Tucker here.
Boy is standing by in our Los Angeles newsroom. Blake, what are you hearing from there?
Well, we are working to get confirmation as you are. We're hearing the same thing, and we're seeing those images from the street in San Bernardino with multiple people wounded. They've set a triage center up in the middle of the street there in San Bernardino, and are working to help those injured people. We're hearing reports that shots were fired. One person was in a building nearby. Someone came in and told them to take cover, so they went into a bathroom and were hiding. That person didn't actually hear any shots, but people were yelling for others to take cover in that area. Again, we are working to confirm as well if this is in fact an active shooter situation, how many people they're looking for, but pretty graphic, dramatic scenes coming from there right now.
And we can tell you that police have put a lookout for a vehicle that may be related to this. This is largely unedited video you're seeing here as ambulances and fire trucks now responding to this intersection, which is clearly the triage area for the wounded. We've seen some people brought in on stretchers. Others have been literally hobbling from ambulances to an area where they can get looked at. We don't have any information on any deaths right now, but we have seen clearly a number of people who have been wounded in this incident. Again, police say they're looking for as many as 3 individuals in relation to this shooting, and we haven't quite pinpointed exactly where this took place. We're seeing these pictures as reports began coming in within the last 15 minutes or so, and again, these pictures, for the most part, unedited at this triage scene. This, of course, on the heels of that shooting last week in Colorado Springs. Blake, do you have more information?
Well, I was just going to tell you, we've been looking at what buildings are in this area, and there's nothing that would indicate an obvious target. We have not seen any government buildings. At Planned Parenthood, for example, we looked up the Planned Parenthood in that area. It's about a mile away from this site. So no obvious targets that we can discern right now.
Obviously, this is being heavily covered on our NBC station, KNBC in Los Angeles. Let's dip into their coverage now.
Hard number yet on whether it was more than one gunman, but in terms of victims here, we see multiple people here being treated, being assisted from trucks there, from cars there, again at the intersection of Orange Show Road and South Waterman Avenue in San Bernardino.
And we're getting some information now from the wires. AP is reporting that police in San Bernardino are responding to an active shooter at the social services facility. Again, that's the Inland Regional Center, which is right across the street from the public golf course in San Bernardino. It's a facility that helps set up services for the developmentally disabled. So that's our first indication that this perhaps is the location of the shooting situation. But you can see people are being treated here in the intersection, and this intersection obviously shut down because of that.
Okay, on the phone with us right now, we have Lieutenant Richard Lawhead with the San Bernardino Police Department. Are you there, Lieutenant?
Yes.
Okay, we are, again, trying to sift through a multitude of information here. What can you tell us?
Yeah, the only thing I can really tell you is that, we got the call at about 11 o'clock this morning. We got a call of shots fired. We had then reports of multiple victims down. We are not only using our SWAT team, but SWAT teams from other jurisdictions in an effort to clear the facility and make sure everything is safe. Obviously, we're trying to treat the people as quickly as we can and determine if there is still an active an emergency or an active shooter in any way, shape, or form in or around the area.
So, Lieutenant, can you confirm that the shooting originated in the Inland Regional Center? Is that accurate?
That is what's being reported. I don't know exactly where it started. I know it's inside that facility someplace, but I'm not sure what the exact circumstances are surrounding that.
Okay, and it's also been confirmed by your department if that 1 to 3 possible suspects. Is that true?
I can't confirm how many suspects or whether this was all a single incident. I'm not actually on scene. Sergeant Cervantes is actually covering the scene and is on scene.
Are we hearing reports of shots still being fired? Are you aware of whether this has been resolved at this point, or is it ongoing?
I'm not sure that there's I'm not sure that there's any active shooting going on right now.
And again, the victims here, are they coming out from the Inland Regional Center or from surrounding areas?
It's right now, as far as we know, it's confined to the Inland Regional Center right now.
And any word on how many casualties we're talking about? We are getting our first video from the scene, and we're seeing a number of people being treated and triaged. Do you have any numbers for us?
No, I do not have any of those, and I'm sure it'll be a little bit of time before that. I know like I said, it's still a very active scene.
Sure.
We train for these types of situations all the time. The idea is to get in quickly, secure the scene as quickly as possible while still preserving evidence and everything else. But our highest priority is to deal with the victims and make sure they get the medical attention as quickly as possible. So we want to make sure there's not an injured victim hiding someplace that may think that it's not safe to come out. We need to check every nook and cranny to make sure everybody is safe before we call the all clear.
And Lieutenant, for folks who are watching this right now and they know they have loved ones in the area, what are you telling those people to do?
I'm just telling them to remain calm. Obviously, it's a very tense situation. It's easy for me to say that, but our officers are working diligently and as quickly as possible.
Special report, guys. Catch us on your local news, guys. I just wanted to get this out so you guys knew, all right? Subscribe to my channel, please. 7, The Truth Will Free You 7, XCon TV, Timothy Tucker, Dr. YouTube, Timothy Tucker. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Later.
Yeah, I would